Oh, snap. Grand morning. Grand morning. Grand morning. Man, it's your guy, Mr. Chauncey Reed. And just like always, ladies and gentlemen, as you hop on, go ahead, drop your city, your state, where you're actually hopping on from. Hey, so hopefully we can add some value to what you have going on in your life. I see you, sis. Hey, Ro, thanks for hopping on, sis. I see you, Ben. Thanks for hopping on, fam. Man, as you are, wait a minute, let me hear that. All right, fam, all right. Man, as you see what I labeled this morning, we are talking holiday sexy. Yes, I said it. It's a lot of people on here that need to make sure they understand what we talk about when we talk about this holiday sexy. Ladies and gentlemen, not just that, but check it out. Go ahead, man. Bring your kids in so they can hear this too. Yes, I know, right? It's time for the talk. It's time for the talk, ladies and gentlemen. So bring them on in so they can listen to this too, man. Because they need to hear this too. It's not just, this is the thing. Don't just keep it away from the kids. All right? They need to hear this stuff. All right, man. So we ready, man. Like I said, I see a few people on here, so we finna jump into this. I wrote me down a few little notes and make sure, I don't go too long with this, but I do want to hit a couple of topics in here, ladies and gentlemen. So just so you know, I want to make sure we hit a couple of topics. Now, what I'm talking about with this holiday sexy, ladies and gentlemen, becoming wealthy, man, there is nothing sexy about becoming wealthy. All right, for most people, man, it's the mundane, it's the same thing, repetitive thing over and over and over again. All right, there's nothing sexy about it unless you are truly trying to become wealthy. That's where you actually see the sexy part about it. All right, I'm telling you, when you look at your financial statements, and you see as they continue to grow, your net worth continues to grow. Man, ain't nothing sexier than an extra comma in your financial statement. I want you to hear me that, man. Ain't nothing sexier than an extra comma in your financial statement. Man, if you want to talk about, man, that right there, man, that'll make you feel some kind of way. So I'm telling you now, ladies and gentlemen, you definitely want to make sure you understand what I'm talking about here. All right, the thing is, too many people try to just make the sexy facade for the holidays being a bunch of presents underneath the tree and that holiday picture where that's what you're seeing, okay? And that only lasts for about the 25th, the 26th, if you're lucky, the 27th for most kids. Let me ask you this. Do your kids still play with or mess with the stuff that they got last year? Depending on the age, hey, they'd probably rather get a box and have more fun with a box than they will whatever glamorous gift that you thought about that you were seeing that you got for them. But see, that's not what we're trying to do. See, a lot of people, like I say, they like the trees filled with the presents and stuff like that versus what you should be looking at, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't want you to, don't misconstrue this, because I'm not saying don't get them no presents and stuff like that, but get them something that will last the test of time. I.e., we talk about the trees being filled with the presents and stuff like that. What about, like I say, a comma in their investment account? What about from 2 digits to 3 digits in their investment accounts? All right, what about that? People getting, man, I promise you, I don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen, yes. I don't want you to think that, oh my gosh, he all on that high horse. Man, I don't care about no horse, all right? I've rode a horse a couple of times, ladies and gentlemen. I don't ride too many horses, all right? All right? But check it out. People want to get the Nikes, I get it. They want to get the Coach, the Louis Vuitton, man. But let me ask you this. Why not get the Nike stock? Understand what the Nike symbol the stock symbol is and get that. If you start looking at the dividends that they are actually giving back for people, man, Nike's been doing very well this year. And hey, whoa. And I'm not giving out, I'm not a certified investor or none of that, because I don't want you to sit up here and say, oh man, we getting stock tips from Chauncey. No, you're not, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just speaking facts. Okay? Look at stuff like Louis Vuitton. Hey, I mean, people drink Hennessy on every weekend, actually. Invest in it. Learn what the stock symbol is. Look at it. Look at the rates of return that comes from that. And imagine if you had invested in Nike last Christmas. If you had invested in Louis Vuitton last Christmas. Their Coach purses last Christmas. If you invested in that stock along with getting you a Coach, ain't nothing wrong with it. Be a part of that. But if you had invested in that last year, you would have seen some of the repercussions, the beautiful stuff that came out of that last year. All right? Now, let me ask you this. Why not put under the tree good credit for those kids? Good credit. Or at least a credit boost. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard me talk about that before. Why don't you help them start on the way to getting all 700 credit scores? And there's ways that we've talked about before. I'm not going to go too much into that, but we've talked about before in reference to putting them on the path to 700 credit score. And it's not, man, it's not hard. These are things that you should be doing for your family, for your family. You can have your cousins and they kinfolk, Ray and them and Junebug and all of them, ladies and gentlemen, and get them on a path to better credit scores. And now you can come together and start doing things like everybody want to talk about real estate. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, if you got a credit score over 800, people are going to talk to you no matter what. And now you can have stuff that's in the children's name, or even better yet, as them as a beneficiary. Things like, okay, because some people, when I share information about these Christmas presents, all right, you like, well, I don't want to get too much stock in my kid's name because they might not get qualified for this and that. Ladies and gentlemen, put it in your name. You got multiple kids, put it in your name, your wife's name, somebody else's name, your parents' name, and then make the kids a beneficiary of that. Guess what happens? Ladies and gentlemen, now they have that money and they still have access to the stuff that others want to, not the student loans, but they have access to the grants and things like that that people were wanting to have, all right, or hoping to receive. Better yet, hey, here you go, a great present. Pay off the student loans for them. Or at least put them in a position where they won't have to get a student loan. The things, ladies and gentlemen, the things that I'm talking about is not just stuff that I'm talking from hearsay, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, last thing I'm going to hit you with, ladies and gentlemen, is this. If you're not talking to your kids about financial literacy, not just, they are going to be in trouble, all right? They are going to be in trouble. Me and my children, we were coming back from Houston, not Houston, but around the Houston area yesterday, and we stopped at Academy, and you know, the kids, my son like to get Houston stuff sometimes, so he was talking about some stuff, and he wanted to get some little earbuds. And my youngest, he was like, well, yeah. I was like, okay, well, you're going to take it out of your money. My oldest was like, yeah. My youngest was like, I don't want to spend my money on that, so no, I'm good, Daddy. I laughed, but later on, we had a conversation about money. It led to a conversation about money in the reference of, son, there's nothing wrong with spending your money for something that you want. All right, sometimes you got to do that, but you also have to remember, hey, because he already has some earbuds. All right, it's not wireless or nothing like that, But he already has some stuff. I was like, son, sometimes if they work well, use it. And I put me in that position. Like, okay, I say, look at your daddy. Your daddy drives a Nissan Altima. I say, it's not new. It's paid for, so I don't owe anything on it. But I say, your daddy can go out and buy any car he wants right now. And he can buy it with cash. But I said, son, when you look at your account, it feels so much better looking at that account. And now you have that for the future, and you can do things that, boy, hey, it becomes limitless of the things that you can actually do. So, man, like I say, ladies and gentlemen, just like always, man, hey, if you're catching this on the replay, man, definitely hit replay. Drop your city, your state where you're actually hopping on from, man. Just want to share some little insight on you about the holiday sexy, okay? I promise you, man, hey, your holidays will be so much sexier when you start looking back and you done added that comma in there and things like that. I'm telling you, man, ain't nothing sexier than an extra comma in your investment account. All right, man. So, and like I say, hey, I'm not a certified financial investor or nothing like that, ladies and gentlemen. But I do know people. I do know a few millionaires and stuff like that. And hey, I share this information with you so that hopefully, you can get some value out of this. All right, and hopefully start implementing some of these things immediately. So, man, just like always, man, if you want more information about what the stuff that I'm talking about, or if somebody shared this with you, reach out to myself, reach out to them, all right, and ask them about some more information, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm telling you, man, the future will be so much brighter when you start doing things and implementing things that will help you become not sexy. All right, so, man, y'all have a great day and a blessed week. Peace.